Samuel, is it worrying that this is 2 away performances on the bounce against very poor teams that you have struggled against and failed to beat?
It's a very good point that you brought up, because I was going to say that if I take this into isolation of a game, I don't really care, because I know we're going to go through. But this is off the back of the Luton performance. And sorry if my internet's a little bit wayward, but this is off the back of the Luton performance. And I said this against Luton. We are too slow. We come into the game like we're already 5-0 up. That frustrates me so much about Liverpool. Because when it comes to possession, when it comes to urgency, the passes are too slow. And I said this in the group chat. I said, there has to be serious questions about this team when they come up against a team that sit back, don't play football, and compact the middle. Because it didn't look like we were going to break them down a lot of the time. And again, it was just needless passes. And even the passes weren't even good. Just giving the ball away, just needlessly. And Toulouse's counter-attacks has been were brilliant, to be fair. All their passes connected somehow. In the game, I was thinking, why are Toulouse's passes connected but ours are not? What's going on here? So against Brentford, I'm actually quite worried, because Brentford will probably do the same thing at Anfield. Will sit back and try and counter-attack us. And I'm quite worried about that.
Mate, I hear you. Do you echo that sentiment, Tom?
I just think this team at the minute, the honeymoon period is almost worn off in terms of how well we start the season. Teams have now figured out how to, deal with that period, and we're all out of ideas a little bit. We were shocking today, absolutely shocking. Second in duels, second in passing, second in attacking threat, second in everything, to a team that are 14th in League One. That is embarrassing. Off the back of the Luton performance, it's even worse. We need to sort it out. We really need to sort out some of these issues that we've got, because they've been here since the start of the season, but we were getting away with it. The last 2 games we haven't. And I do believe that, look, the VAR thing is the VAR thing. I don't get why one competition has such different rules to the other one. Like, apparently they were right to rule that one out, because UEFA's ruling is if there's a handball in any stage in the build-up, then it should be ruled out. But they clear the ball. Surely it's a separate phase of play. I don't know. We didn't deserve to win. We probably we would have been lucky to get a draw. We had one moment of magic from Diogo Jota. Brilliant goal. That is the only moment of quality shown throughout the entire game. I mean, Jesus Christ, their left back was more of a threat on their own goal than half our attackers were. And we look at, how we started the game, and I might be old-fashioned in the sense that I've always been of the ilk that you start your best players, you get the lead, you secure the win, then you take them off. Rather than start your second stringers, you go 1-0 down, 2-0 down, all of a sudden you're on shock on your first teamers to lose just as much energy, and you're going, we didn't even rest them. At least if you'd started them, it could have been a different result to start with, and then you can take them off. Because the whole thing, we've almost got players. We've almost got players who are too big for Europa League. Like, they're not the reason we're in the competition in the first place. Your crap performances last season are why we're here. You're not too big for this competition. You're not. You've got to perform when it matters, because it's a trophy at the end of the day. And performances like that aren't going to cut it, because this is the weakest team in the league. In the group, sorry. This is the weakest team in the group. Lash got a good side in Austria. Union Saint-Gilloise are top of the Belgian league. This is 14th in League One. And we got played off the park. 3-2 is flattering.
Yep.
3-2 is a very flattering result for how we played today. And a lot of players, I mean, the first goal cost us Tsimikas. I feel like a broken record at this point with Kostas Tsimikas. And people
I remember I remember with him when there was a lot of Liverpool fans last year talking about giving him a run of games over Robertson. I did not understand that for love nor money. It made absolutely zero sense to me.
He can't attack and he can't defend. I don't know what he does at left back. He can't attack and he can't defend. Robertson, the issue with Robertson has high standards, and for the past 6-7 months, he's probably not reached those high standards. But a bad Robertson performance is still better than the performances Tsimikas has been putting out. And people not only last season were clamoring for Tsimikas to start, but this season we're doing it. I can't believe we've given him a new contract. He's got a new deal. We're awarding that. We're keeping that at the football club. Luke Chambers played the first leg and was better. And he's 17. Endo today, slow to everything. Didn't win a single duel. That's what you were brought in for. That's what you were brought in for, to win those duels. You're not won a single one of them. McAllister today, the passing is just so inconsistent. So inconsistent. It's a concern when I'm leaving these games and we're going, Quansah and Doak were the best players out of that first half. And they're both kids. They're both kids. Because the rest of them did niche. They did nothing. And that's a concern. This competition, we are going to need the depth to turn up and bail us out in certain games. We are going to need to rotate. But if this is the depth performances, I can't risk it. I can't risk playing certain man anymore if this is the performance they're putting out when there's a position to grab. Tsimikas should be performing out his skin because he's got a chance to play now. Robertson's out injured. This is his chance to stake a claim. And he's been so bad. He's now third choice, in my eyes, behind Gomez, who's a centre-back turned right-back turned left-back. And Luke Chambers, who's played one senior game. How bad can you be? It's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
Listen, Tsimikas has been bad. Tsimikas has been bad, yeah. But the revisionism of Robertson is actually annoying me because Robertson has not been playing well at all. Are we forgetting the Brighton game? He lost us. He basically threw away the win for us. He threw it away.
That's fantastic, Samuel. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, mate. What about the games?
To Tsimikas about him not playing well, but you're not getting to Robertson.
Look, in the words of a certain Terry Flores,
Andy Robertson this season. We don't beat Wolves without Andy Robertson. We don't have.
We could have had a W against Brighton, and he threw it away.
Samuel, when was the last game?
Stop doing this revisionism. Stop doing this revisionism.
So one bad game instantly means it's over.
He hasn't been good.
He's been fine. He's been one mistake doesn't rule it out. Samuel, when was
my word! This is what annoys me about some Liverpool fans. Oh my word!
No, Samuel. Listen. The thing is, in the words of Terry Flores, this is a bit of a what's the shortest dwarf or tallest dwarf or some whatever Terry.
I agree.
Because they've both been very mediocre, but
I agree.
Robertson has come down from a higher standard. I would still say arguably Robertson's been the better player, but Tsimikas he's an okay backup. He's not an exceptional backup. Should we be going for the exceptional backup? Should we be going for somebody who can potentially challenge Robertson and push him all the way? Probably. But it's one of those areas they've chosen for whatever reason.
Listen, I'd rather start Joe Gomez at left back before both of them. He's actually been playing better.
Do you think? I mean, a lot of the viewers, Sam, are saying that a lot of the viewers are saying that Robertson hasn't been that bad. Like, what's your response to that?
Sometimes I think at this and I'm just like, weren't people getting at Robertson last season? Weren't people getting at Robertson at the beginning of this season? And I'm thinking, wait, hold on, where's the energy gone now? Just because you've seen another bad player play back.
Is that justified or not? When you compare when the backup is Tsimikas, he wasn't great, but I think that's what Tom's point is. Tom's point is he hasn't been at his normal high levels for last season and part of this season. But if the backup is Tsimikas, is that much of a step up or a step up at all?
Andy Robertson looks like Paolo Maldini with the way Tsimikas has played.
I'm not saying that Tsimikas has been good. Tsimikas has been crap. But let's not go back to this Robertson thing. It's like, oh, we miss Robertson, this, that, and it's like, what? He's been having bad performances as well.
Because this is what happens when Robertson doesn't play.
All right,
when they're in the summer, we should change it. Sure. But right now,
why was Klopp trying to go for a left-sided centre back then? Who can play left back? Clearly, there was a problem there.
Samuel, like who did we even bid for? Who did we even bid for? We didn't bid for anyone.
You're telling me who do we even bid for? And yet, so because we didn't bid, we weren't even thinking about trying to get one.
We clearly didn't have it as a high priority. We clearly didn't have it as a high priority, did we?
No, but Tom, they did say
it's a priority now.
Came out. If Colwell was interested in coming, they would have gone all out. They were talking. People obviously call this club PR. But Tom, people might call it club PR and all that kind of stuff. We know that's the kind of stuff that we say in the Liverpool community. But the talk was that if Colwell was interested in coming, that we would have gone all out to get him. Who knows?
I don't know. Colwell wasn't the only left-footed centre-back / left-back hybrid.
He was the one we were most interested in, right?
So then that just backs up my point. We clearly didn't have it as a high priority. We had someone who was, if you get him, you get him. He fits so many boxes, you get him. Beyond that, there's no one else that I want. Otherwise, we would have went to Plan B or Plan C, which we did in other positions. We did in other positions this window. So I go back to it.
I agree.
We miss Robertson. I think the disrespect Robertson's had this season is ridiculous. Has he been what he used to be? No, but he's also had to do a very different role.
No, okay. But look,
Andy Robertson had to play.
This whole conversation about this game. But Tom, the whole conversation about this game is somehow is all revolving around Robertson. I don't know. It's a bit bizarre because really today we were shit, right? We weren't anywhere near our normal. But I still back up.
Tsimikas was an issue. Who else for you, Rack? Tsimikas, poor. What did you make of Endo's performance? You've been at the club now since the summer, sort of 3 or 4 months in. I don't think he was lucky not to be sent off. Well, he could have got 2 yellows tonight and got himself sent off as an example. But it was a poor performance from him again. Is this a case of someone who's just settling into Liverpool, or is it just a case that he isn't the standard you need?
To be honest, 29 years old. Although a lot of people credited him for his attitude and stuff in Germany, no one really came out and said he was a top quality player. I hadn't seen any of them before, but from what I've seen so far this season, he's average. He may be able to come in and play against average teams in the Europa League sometimes, not today. But it was a stopgap signing, and I don't have particularly high expectations for him. Having said that, I still think we can win this competition, and I want us to win this competition. But I think when we've got players like Salah, who probably is going to leave at the end of the season, Van Dijk's going to be 33 next season, and all that kind of stuff, I'm a bit concerned that where the team is headed. That might seem a bit reactionary because we've lost this one game, but I don't know if Van Dijk goes 33, 34. Are we ready without Salah next season to challenge for top honours, for example? I think that's going to be difficult.
You've got to have a big window. You've got to have a big window if you're worried about it. I mean,
you can, and that's why, and that's all we've got to hold out hope for. Because right now, I think we can have a decent season. I don't think we're going to win the Premier League. I think we can challenge towards the top of it, i.e., for the top 2 or 3 places. After the first, maybe second or third place, I think we can challenge for. I think we can win the Europa League. I think we're probably favourites in the Carabao Cup. But I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking we have one of the best managers and we're one of the biggest clubs in the world. Where is this team ready to challenge for top honours in the next 3 or 4 seasons? What needs to happen for that to happen? And I've got question marks.
Yeah, we're clearly gambling on the longevity of certain players. 100% we are. But this squad also needs an actual proper clear out of points. Like, Matip was fine today, but he's clearly not here for long term. Joe Gomez was fine today. But again, if there's some club out there that wants to pay 40 million for Joe Gomez or 35 million for Joe Gomez, I'll look at it because the injury problems
I'd take 25 probably.
Like,
20
like,
million maybe.
like you this squad, it's got a good thing, but I also look at the way we've played this season. We started off really well, and in the past couple of games, we've got no style of play almost. There's no patterns. There's no way of building up that's consistent. We just seem to try different things every attack. I don't know how that works. The new thing that we tried this game and a part of last game was the genius idea to cross to Mohamed Salah, because if there's ever a person you want to cross to in this Liverpool attack, it's Mo Salah. It doesn't make sense. We need to. Well, I don't know. These backups should be good enough to get us to the stage that we want to get to in Europa, and so far this year they've not shown it. The backup started last, and we need the starters to come on. The starters start. The more of the starters played against Union Saint-Gilloise, easy win. More of the starters played against Toulouse at home, easy win. We go back to the rotated side again, another really poor performance.
But this is when like there's always these kind of results, but this is when if you make multiple changes to your team and you struggle against this standard, that there's a number of players in your squad, the fringe players, that are not of the level, and you need to go and improve it. And there's one I wanted to ask you about tonight. Another start for him. What did you make of Harvey Elliott again? Because you could argue, like, obviously McAllister started on the left, he was on the right hand side of the three-man midfield. Is he progressing quick enough for you to be someone that can be part of a midfield to get you back to winning the Premier League, which is obviously the standard of Liverpool? What did you make of Harvey Elliott tonight?
He was fine. He was probably the best out the midfield that played. He's bright when he gets on the ball and tries to do something, but he's not a midfielder. Defensively, he's not a midfielder. He doesn't win the battles that need to be won to be a midfielder. He's a great impact sub, fantastic impact sub, because that's when you get to see more of his on-the-ball quality, more of his creativity when teams are a bit more pinned back. And if you want to put him in a wider area, on the wing or as a wide midfielder in a 4-4-2, you're going to get more out of him because it's a more natural position. But as a centre mid, it's not as long-term position unless he suddenly has a massive physical overhaul, which isn't going to happen. He was the best out of the midfield today, but whether that's a shining light on Elliott or a point of disdain with Endo and McAllister, that's up for debate, because the midfield wasn't exactly brilliant today. We were getting battered by someone called Swazzo. I thought his name was taking the piss, but no, his name is genuinely Swazzo. We couldn't win a midfield battle against some lad called Swazzo.
Swaz,